Good morning, Flosstube. It's Kathy at the So-and-So's, and I'm finally back. I don't know what happened to September. I was really busy. I made 120 retreat gifts for Dying to Stitch. They have a retreat this month in Virginia Beach. So I got all those done and mailed off by October 1st. I did a lot of stitching, but the month of September was gone. I was going to make a video in September and it just didn't happen. So anyway, I'm back today. I have a lot of finishes, not a lot of fully finished, but a lot of finishes. So I think I will get started with that. One thing I noticed, I have my little cross-stitch journal, and I keep track every time I start something and the day I finished it and all that. And I have completed 43 projects this year. And besides that, I did the model for Teresa Kogut, her latest release, one of the models for that. So I've gotten a lot done. I think this is the most I've ever gotten done was this year. And it's really been fun. So I'm gonna start out with, I think I'll start out with some past finishes that are my favorite fall finishes to bring out every year. These are my favorite. And the first one, these are in no particular order, but I want to show you, I think you saw it last fall if you were here. This one my mom made me. It's wool applique, and she completely hand stitched the whole thing. I believe it's a threads that bind pattern. I can find it if you need to know what it is. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. Anyway, bring it back here farther so you can see the whole thing. It's gorgeous. She did a beautiful job. It was a kit, so all the wool came with it. And she hand stitched it all. It's got some embroidery as well as the buttonhole stitch around everything. And it's one of my very favorite fall things to bring out every year. I love it, especially since my mom made it. Of course, then I get started on the Brenda Gervais. I have this little pumpkin and mouse guy. That's one of my very favorites. He is just adorable. He'll always be one of my favorite things ever that I've ever made, I think. I just love him. And this is a Country Stitches pattern from Brenda Gervais. I believe you can still find it on her website, and that's countrystitchesonline.com. And it just has some moss around the top of the pumpkin where the little mouse is. And he's made out of a wool tweed, and I did a wire for a tail, and he has wire whiskers that stick out up here. They got turned around so they're not going the right direction. There they are. So anyway, he has a little rusty star on a wand, and the pumpkin, and it's on a candlestick that you rub cinnamon on so it still smells good. And it's just very fun. The next one I have that is one of my favorite finishes. It's also Brenda Gervais, and it's one of these little watch finishes. It's a little pumpkin that says boo. And I finished it in there. Whoops, that glare is bad. Finished it in there and then hung it on an old doorknob to display it. So that's another one of my very favorites. The window's glaring at it. There we go. He's very cute. This one is a blackbird design finish in a watch. It just fits in there. It says 31 for October 31st. It's just a little blackbird, and I put 3 little beads underneath and a black silk ribbon around it. But that one's adorable. If you want the names of these patterns, I can look them up. I don't have them off the top of my head. Another one is my little Just Nan owl. I display it in this little glass cloche. I'll take it out. He has a little banner that says Happy Fall and this little curly Q on his head. And these are so fun to make. You stitch them, they're stitched all the way around. And then you make them into these little owls, and it has wool felt on the bottom. Well, she has several. She has mice. I've done several mice, and this owl. She has several different things. But I think this little owl in the moon on the back is so cute. And all these little curly cues. And there's beads on it and some buttons. And it's just adorable. They're fun to make. And that's Just Nan. If you go to her website, she has all kinds of things to choose from. So that's that little guy. Then I have another Brenda. This is The Witch's Garden. And obviously it's a drum. I got this cute little pin from Pam Horner at the fall Farm Girl Dry Goods Retreat, and it's so cute, this little skeleton. I just stick it in the top of my drum. But this turned out really cute. So cute. Very fun to do, and it's on a candlestick, and then it has the orange velvet on top. And I just hung some little beads, and I did it last year, so it's got a 2022 charm on it. But that's a fun one. Another With Thy Needle and Thread by Brenda Gervais. This one is another drum, and it is Blackbird Designs Cats on Parade. And I think I just saw this on Kitten Stitcher's website. It's been re-released. So you can do this, and it's on Weeks Dye Works. I believe it's called Carrot. And this is stitching. It looks like lace, but it's stitching around the top and the bottom, which is really, really cute. So it just goes around in a circle. And then on the top is a quilt pattern. I just love this. It was easy to make. It turned out really nice. I have another Brenda, and this is a little, I think it's called Acorn Gatherer or something like that. And at the time I got the pattern, you could get this little stool to mount it on. But it's just a fast little stitch, and it's really cute for fall. It's one of my favorites. Then I have a couple things that I made. This is my own pattern. It's just a little squirrel on a fall pincushion, and I have a little squirrel charm hanging. I just threaded it through a needle and poked it in there. This is just fake fur, and I used some, I made it into a tube, and then I used some pipe cleaners that makes my nose itch. Pipe cleaners that go up through it, and then you can shape it. But it's just a little squirrel. If you want patterns for similar things, I don't have the pattern for this because I just made it up. But if you go to the spottedhair.com, thespottedhair.com, she has bunnies and squirrels and mice, and I think there's a bear. She has the patterns for them and the patterns for the pin cushions. So if you want to make some, you can get a pattern. But I just love this acorn and oak leaf fabric. It's a Kathy Schmitz fabric, I believe. And I just did some herringbone stitches around it. And it's just cute. I like displaying it in the fall. The other thing, I made this last year. And this is by Kathy Campbell at Heart and Hand. It's her pattern. You can get it Heart and Hand. It's all out of wool. And this is embroidered with French knots. The tail is the same way. And it also has pipe cleaners in it, so you can move the tail around. It has this cute little pumpkin on top with a little ruffle around it. And a necklace kind of thing with buttons. And there's actually some rickrack around the wings, and it's just kind of added texture. Basically, it doesn't really do anything, and it's black, so you can't really see it, but it just adds to the texture of it. And it's a little wool beak. That was a fun one to make. I think that's all. Oh no, I have 2 dolls that I did not make that I love. This one is by my friend Sheila. Oh, for heaven's sakes, don't tell me I've forgotten the name. Craftaholic on Instagram. You can order these dolls from her. And this one comes with a little tag that says Happy Fall, and he has a little crow and some bittersweet and some leaves and things stuck in there. And it's so well made and is so cute. I just love him. It's a little scarecrow. He's got his little burlap pants on and the frayed edges of his little shirt. He's just adorable. I just love him. So thanks, Sheila. I love your dolls. Everybody go look at them. They're adorable. And the last one I have is, this is a big one. I'll have to hold her back here. Just this very, very funky doll that I just loved. Her name is Fall Fanny, and she's done by a local gal here called Basket Case. It's the name of her business, and she just does these funny things, and I just love them. She's got this weird hair and her funny smile and face. But I think it says Old Jack on it and has some buttons, and it's just super cute. I love it. So that's another fun thing. Oh, she has a patch on her back of her head too. Just very funny. I like that. And then let's see what's next. I think I'll do my fully finishes first. I did some beading in the first week or so of September, and I made some scissor fobs. This one, if you can see it, is a bee. It's a bee skep with little bees on it and all these wonderful beads hanging down. These are kits from a company called Fern Ridge, and if you just type in Fern Ridge, you can get the kit with all the instructions. This is the one. It's called Bee Bungalow, and it's Fern Ridge Collections. And they're easy to do. They have complete instructions with pictures and everything. They're fun to do. I love them. And they make the cutest fobs. Katie Strachan, if you watch her Flosstube, she's the one that got me going on them again. I've done them before. I have several that I've made before. And I went on their website, and I love this bee one. So I had to add it to my collection. And then the other one I had to add, it's called Herman the Hedgehog. And Katie Strachan actually did make this one too. And it is so cute. Let's see, turn around. That's how it goes. It has these long beads that are like his little pricklies. And then, oh, quit turning around. He's got all the ones at the bottom hanging down. They're just so fun to make. They're kind of addicting. So I made 2. They take about, well, it took me an afternoon a piece to make them. The fringe takes longer than you think it's going to. It's this part goes really fast because you're just going across row by row, and you just go up and narrow it down to a point and then put it together, and then you put the fringe on. And stringing the beads for the fringe doesn't seem like that big a deal, but it does take a little bit of time. But they are so cute. They make the cutest scissor fobs, or pulls on a zipper for a project bag or whatever you have. And so the next thing I fully finished, I had this design by Hands On Design that was unfinished, and I thought, it doesn't really go with my decor, but I loved it. It was just so darn cute with these flamingos. So I thought, I am going to make this into a project bag. So I did. It's just a fold up one, and I need to find my sticky Velcro to put it on there, and all I did was just line it with white. I like light colors inside my projects bag so I can see what's in there, because I'm old and blind, and it just helps if they're light colored. So I made that out of that little piece. That was in my project roll. I've only got one thing left in my project roll to finish, and it's Blackbird design picture that has an arch at the top. So my husband's trying to figure out how to make a frame with an arch. So that's the only reason it's not framed. The other reason it's not framed is because he started building fence for our homeowners association. We have over 15 miles of three rail pole fencing that's 30 years old, and it's falling down. And so he started doing that again. And he's been busy, and then afterward he's been tired, so he hasn't had time to make frames for me, but he's gonna have to get into it. That's all I can say. I finished this little guy in September. I should say little girl. It's Broomhilda is what it's called, from With Thy Needle and Thread. It's an older pattern, but I think it's still available on countrystitchesonline.com. Here is the little finish. It's just simple. It's really fast to stitch, and I had this little broom, so I just finished it real quick and put on some ribbon, and that's going to be fun to display for fall. It's just 4 or 5 colors, and you're all done. This witch has a very long nose. She's very cute. And that I did on this Artiste from Hobby Lobby. It is 25 count Lugana in natural color. And I really liked it. It's stitched up really well. And it's got little flecks. You can't really see them, but there's little flecks in the fabric. I really liked the fabric. It was nice and heavy and easy to stitch on. Then I finished this little guy, which is very cute. And that's a fast stitch, and it's real easy to finish too. You just make a pocket and fold the top over and fray it, and then make a lining and just stick it in and fold the edges under. And then I just stitched around the top to hold the two together, and you've got a cute little pocket. I just need to find some flowers or something to stick in it so I can hang it from a door or on the wall, wherever. And it is Threadwork Primitives design, Jack in the Hat. And I stitched it on, it's 32 count. Natural by Zweigart. It's stitched up really nice too. So that's cute. It does have a spider on it. If people don't like spiders, you probably don't want to stitch it, but it's cute. Then that's all my fully finishes, but I have a lot of finished that aren't fully finished that I kept putting off the video thinking I'll get all these finished, then I can show them all finished. And I thought, I'm never gonna get this done, so I gotta do the video. So this first one is on Pins and Pumpkins, again with Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda. And I'm missing the pumpkin stem. I talked to Nancy a while back. She goes, I have pumpkin stems. I saved them from last year. You should have told me, and I forgot. So I have it all done and sewn together, and I've got walnut shells in the bottom about halfway up. I need to just stuff it and close the back and put a little piece of wool on there, and then get a pumpkin handle, a pumpkin, what are they called? One of those to put on the top. The stem, it's a stem, pumpkin stem. But this is really cute and it goes really fast. It has a little alphabet strung around and the little crows and the pumpkin. And it's called On Pins and Pumpkins. So that one's like half fully finished. I have to be careful not to dump out all the walnut shells. This one is called Wicked Cute from Erica Michaels, and it's a strawberry pattern. It's 32 count Nocturne Belfast linen from Picture This Plus. This is the pattern. I did the strawberry, but it's not made into a strawberry yet. And this is the finish. I just need to make it into the strawberry. But it is really cute, and I stitched it in an evening, so it stitches up really fast. And it'll be fun to make a little strawberry out of it. It has some Krynic, her glasses, and the tassel on her hat are Krynic thread, and it wasn't hard at all to use. So that's another one that needs to be finished. Then I got the new Brenda Gervais pattern that just came out called When Pumpkins Glow. I have a sticky note in there. And this I stitched on 40 count antique lace by Seraphim Fabrics with all the called for floss. And I have my stitching all done. And that's a really fun one. It goes pretty fast too. The little pumpkin people are adorable. And that's all the called for colors. And then I got from Chantel 141, I got the little finishing stand that it goes on, but I want to stain it, and I haven't gotten it stained, so I haven't finished that one either. But this comes, you glue this piece to that piece, and then stick that in there. It comes out of that slat, but you glue it in when you're done, so it all stays together. And you just finish it right on there. So it's perfect. You can order it from Chantel Designs. Chantel Designs 141, I believe is the name of the website. So that's that one. And then I finished one by Stitching with the Housewives, and it's called Claudette Crow. I just thought it was so dang cute. It's just adorable. I did it on the 25 count Lugana from Hobby Lobby as well. It's just this teeny tiny little guy. I did it over one on 25 count, and it's so adorable. And I have a little ruler box that my husband made that it will fit in. So I need to finish that in there. So that's gonna be cute. And I have some ribbon this color that I can put at the top or something. But that'll be cute when I get it done. So I have all this stuff ready to do, I just didn't get it done. I have another With Thy Needle and Thread, Autumn Gatherings. And this one, honestly, I haven't done because I'm a little intimidated with the shape. And I know Brenda has the best instructions in the world, so I don't know why I'm even worried about it, but I need to read the instructions. This is just on a natural linen by Zweigart. It is a 36 count using all the called for colors, and it's the cutest little basket. I just love this little house and the acorns, the birds and the sunflowers. It's just adorable. There's a winter one that I need to stitch for winter, and then I'll know how to finish it by the time I get it done. But I think that is just so very cute. The next one I finished is Tra-La-La pattern. I think this is the first Tra-La-La I have stitched. And it's called 1, 2, 3, whatever that is. Citronelle, from Tra-La-La. And I did this little fat pumpkin girl. And this is her. And this is 32 count with the called for colors. And it's just a Zweigart natural. But she's awfully cute. I saw someone stitching it on Instagram and I had to go order the pattern like immediately. One of those Shoom patterns. So that one I got finished. So see, I did a lot of stitching. I just didn't do a lot of finishing. And I had started this one, but hadn't finished it by the last video. And it is called the Witch Hazel Sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I stitched it on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus. I always put a sticker in here so I know. And I need to attach the paper to it, and then my husband has the measurements for the frame and he hasn't done it yet. You put this sheet music paper around the edges. So I haven't done that yet, but I do have all the stitching done. It's kind of hard to see, it's light. But it's adorable, of course. Everything Brenda does is adorable. So I just need to sew the paper on there and it will be ready to go. So those are all the things I stitched since the last video, which is quite a pile. Get them out of my way here without knocking the camera over. I got some Happy Mail, 2 pieces of Happy Mail. One of them was from my friend Merritt Crawford, who is Sew Just Because, and she has a Flosstube. If you're not watching her, you need to go check her out. She does incredible finish work and the cutest patterns and designs. She sent me this. It's actually a birthday present. My birthday's in May, but it was such a surprise to get a birthday present in September. I loved it. Sent this sweet little card. And then she made me this adorable little cross-stitch pillow to go with my bee collection. And it has satin stitch. The leaves are satin stitched. This is satin stitched. It's just gorgeous. And her finishing work is so pretty. She put the seam down the back. Whoops, I have some kind of little thread on it. There. The seam down the back and covered it with pretty stitching and the pretty bow on the top. It is just perfect. I love it. Thanks so much, Merritt. It is just darling. I have it with my bee collection. And then I got a cute card, a homemade card, and a project bag that is just adorable on a bee theme, a vinyl front. It's very well made. It's quilted and it has these little bee skeps on the back. It's just adorable, very well made. There's the cutest little zipper pull. Has a bee hanging on it. Whoops, wrong direction. Go around, bee. There it is. and some beads. It's just adorable. Really well made. And it had this really cute little tag came with it. And it's got a bee on it. And it would be really cute to hang your floss on. And it came with a little honey scooper duper thing. And this was made by Wanda at Stitchy Creations 23, and here's her card. So I can recommend her. There's her Etsy shop on there. I can recommend her project bags. It's well made and the fabric's adorable. She did a great job. So if you need some project bags, go talk to Wanda. That was really fun. So we have that out of the way. Then I have a couple of whips. You know me, I don't have a lot of stuff going at one time. One of them is my Under the Garden Moon embroidery stitches book. And I just finished doing this page 16. I wanted to have it done before our retreat, which starts October 22nd, which is like, what, 2 weeks away. I'm not going to have it done. I did get this page finished. These are all kinds of cast on stitches, turkey work, woven picot stitches. It's so fun to do these. And she has a tutorial that goes with each page that shows you how to do it. But it takes it takes me about an hour to do each stitch because they're pretty involved. This one obviously isn't that big a deal, but these other ones, it just took a long time to do them the right way and then take them out, 12 times. But it's gonna be so fun when it's all finished. I can't wait. So I've been working on that. Then I started my own Christmas stocking. I thought I better get it started if I'm gonna get it finished. This is the one I'm doing. It's Martha's Stocking by Shepherd's Bush. So it has a red angel and a bunch of cute little houses and reindeer and stuff down here. I just love it. And I started it yesterday, and this is as far as I've gotten. I started in the center with her dress. So I am stitching it in hand because it's very stiff. It won't really go in a hoop. And it's stiff enough you can just stitch on it. It uses number 5 pearl cotton. So it's just one strand and it's over 2 threads. This is 18 count natural from Zweigart, and you go over 2 threads, so that makes it 9 count. So the stitches are big, but it's just pulling that thread through, and the stiff fabric, it's hard on my hands. I can't stitch on it for too long at a time. My hands get sore. So that is my current whip. Then I was going to show you some of the things that I want to stitch coming up here. This is going to be a shorter video today because I don't have a whole ton of stuff. I got another Top of the Tin pattern, number 2, from Linda Van Osdell. And that's AKA Van Mom on Instagram. You can get these patterns from Linda. She also has a Patreon, and I'm a member of her Patreon. And it's wonderful as well. But anyhow, excuse me, I need to get this one stitched up. I got her other one stitched up and done. I showed that to you. Then I have a punch needle I want to do from Brenda. This one is Bittersweet and Boo. And it's a kitty with a cute little basket. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So, I want to do that. Another sneeze, I'm sorry. Then, this is an old Country Stitches pattern that I have never done. that I want to, and it's embroidery and fabric. These are fabric, and you stitch them down on the background and then embroider the words and the border. And those turn out really fun. I've done several of these. And it's called Blessings. And it says, bless this special family and help them, Lord, I pray. Bring them love and laughter and joy along the way. It has some bees in the corners. I don't know if you can see the bees. And there's heart. So it's really cute. Oh, excuse me. Choking myself. This is another really old one by Brenda Gervais. And this was when she called the patterns by my hand. And they were embroidery patterns. This one's fall. And it's just a really cute scarecrow. This has raking leaves, pumpkins, apples, harvest moon. I don't know what that says. I can't read upside down. Indian summer and hay rides. That's what it says. So I'd like to get that one done too, because I just love these. And they go really fast. They're fun to do. And besides that, I think that does it. I want to thank everybody for all the comments and all the really fun comments. I love reading through them. I have been talking to Nancy a lot. She's doing great. She's creating every day. She's done a lot of quilting. Oh my word, a ton of quilting. And she's got 3 whips going right now that were new starts. So she's doing her cross stitch all the time. She is babysitting the twins a couple days a week, helping her daughter out. So she's really busy, but we're going to get her back on here one of these days. So not to worry. She'll be back this fall, I'm sure. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to the Under the Garden Moon retreat in Utah, Provo. It starts October 22nd and goes through the 27th. So it's it's like 4 or 5 days during the week. Starts on the 23rd and goes through the 27th. That's how it works. It's a week, and there will be 100 participants. I have a neighbor who raises bees, and so she gives me beeswax, fresh beeswax every year. So I am going to make waxers for everyone, and I have some other little gifts I want to make for table mates and friends and things like that. So I'm going to be busy on that up until the time of the retreat, and then I'll be back again with another video when I get home, and hopefully I'll have most of these unfinished finishes fully finished so you can see what they look like. So in the meantime, take care. Have a wonderful fall. It's turning to fall here in the canyon. The trees are turning. We almost had frost last night. It was very heavy dew, and it was kind of getting icy around the edges. So it is cooling off, and I love the cool weather. It's sunny and in the 60s. It's just perfect. So until we meet again, happy stitching and take care. Bye-bye.